in the same situation, just like us. As you can see, we've all been through this exhausting yet satisfying journey of transforming our great ideas into even greater results. Of course, in the early stages, ideas were not so clear, and we were stressed a lot. But we were convinced that we had the potential to achieve amazing goals and be in the current situation. Luckily, still together, we made it to here. We didn't kill each other through these months like we were told in the beginning. We are happy, excited, and successful. The famous basketball coach Phil Jackson once said, "The strength of the team is each individual member, and the strength of each member is the team." And this is our team. Right here we have Jose.
Hola.
He's our front-end engineer who makes sure the users have the best possible experience. Right here we have Egisa. She is our market researcher who comes up with the best strategies to be ahead of our competitors. And my left is Victor.
Hi guys.
And over here is Juan Sebastian.
Hola.
They are our back-end engineers who make sure that the product that we're building is the greatest in the market. And my name is Annie. I'm the Customer Success Manager. I'm responsible for ensuring that our customers are happy with our service. We are CodeOClock, a team driven by the code culture. Collaboration. Everyone learns, fails, and succeeds together. Open-mindedness. Every single idea matters to us. Determination. We never stop until we reach success. And energy. We generate energy and we keep it flowing across the team. And we are here today to show you how we will revolutionize the way companies work from the inside and with their customers.
Okay, first let me talk you about a little story. This is Evil Bank, and they need to hire a new manager. Amy, who is a job applicant who saw the announcement and she wants to apply for the job. So she needs to send her CV and some personal details to the company via email. After she sends everything, she crosses her fingers in order to get a quick response. Just like Amy, there are a lot of people who saw the same announcement as well and sent the same information. John, who is from the recruiting team, checks his email at the next day. First thing in the morning, he sees a lot of emails that come from the people that wants to apply for that job. For each applicant, he has to check the CV and take the decision to interview them or not. Regardless of that decision, he needs to reply to each one of those emails. He might look happy in that picture, but in reality, he's not that happy. So, as you can imagine, there are some participants that will receive emails sooner as others. And worst case scenario, there will be ones that don't receive a response at all from John because he may simply forgot to do so. So it seems pretty stressful right now for both John and Amy. Right? John has a lot of things to do, but Amy is waiting too long for an answer. So on the other hand, we have Tom, who is the process owner of the company. His job is to check that the recruiting team is performing well in hiring new people. However, this is not an easy task because he has to measure everything on his own. He does not count on the with the right reporting tools in order to measure that performance. So, as you can see, for John, Amy, and Tom, things are kind of hard right now. So, but in general, it generates a more bigger problem for the company. Charlie, who is the business manager, he's always trying to make more business for the company. But he won't be able to do so if the processes are not efficient enough. How can Charlie overcome this situation? To overcome the situation, Charlie may ask Ted, who is the business analyst of the company, in order to redesign the hiring process by using the power of BMPN. The journey to implement everything won't be that simple. It will require workload platforms, development teams, and a lot of effort and time. So let's summarize all the problems we have been talking all along. Amy takes long to get an answer, so her experience is not the best one. John is having struggles with his particular task. Tom has poor capabilities to measuring the performance of the team and his process. Charlie is not maximizing the company's profit because of process inefficiency. And Ted might help, but it will require a lot of effort and additional challenges. So it was just one simple example of one of the many processes that can happen inside a company. Normally, processes can, in a way or some, be improved.
However, achieving the efficiency of the process is not such an easy task, because it requires people alignment, efficient team communication, and well-defined processes. There are already out there tools that seem to have this aspect in some way. But we researched the market to find out the adoption of these tools by the organizations, and we got the following results. As you can see, from all the companies that took part in our survey, we have 68% of them are small businesses with 1 to 50 employees. 23% of them are medium-sized companies with 50 to 100 employees, and the rest, 9% of them, as you can see, they have more than 100 employees. We discovered that it's too common for small businesses that they have people with lack of knowledge about how the processes work in the organization. Additionally, the more employees the organization has, it's more likely that they have well-defined processes and they make sure that their people, their employees, know about that. Similarly, small businesses are less likely to have tools that help to handle the execution of the processes in the organization, but the big companies, they do have some platforms to support them. So, we evaluated the tools that are in the existing market, but we discovered also there are things still missing out there or can be improved. First, communication and notification channels are limited or they have to be coded. Of course, there are tools out there that provide some channels like email that help people to get to know if something new is happening inside the processes. But this is not enough. We want to enhance the notification possibilities. Second, creating workflows and executing them might require technical skills. Of course, there are tools that you can do whatever you think in your mind, but do you know what? This will take you a bunch of effort, and of course, you will need to have knowledge about BMPN, or maybe you need to hire a lot of developers and so on. This will cost you a lot of money and can be painful. And the last one is that there are tools that are focused more on the processes that involve people in the organization, but they do not involve customers. Can you believe that? Customers are same important as anyone else in the processes. We want to involve them to be part of our workflows if we want to have smooth experience. But how do we overcome these limitations? Now let me introduce you to CodeOClock. CodeOClock is a solution that your company needs in order to maximize the efficiency of the notifications, because it provides 3 key value points. First, create workflows in a human-friendly way. Define your team, your people, and all the steps and tasks that are part of your workflow. Second, people and customer alignment through instant notification, whether it's email, push notifications, or IoT devices. We extend the communication possibilities. And the last one is that we minimize the repetitive human-to-human interactions. And how we do that? We have the centralized status for processes. All the people can ask for a status of a process, and the answer to this question is automated. Now let's explain explain deeper those three features.
The first feature, create workflows in a human-friendly way. Do you remember Ted, the business analyst? What if he was able to describe the job application process in such a simple way, and that additionally, with just the click of a button, he could have this process ready for execution? With code flows, he can do it. In order to describe processes, Ted needs to define the people, the teams, and the process stages. For each of these stages, he defines several tasks, assigns those tasks to people, and customizes notifications and reminders for them. In order to describe the process, Ted will have different possibilities. The first one, using the CodeFlows web form to type in all that information through his browser. Easy as that. If he would like to use more of his knowledge, he can also manipulate the description himself by using JSON files or XML files with super simple and understandable description tags that anyone can understand. If we go one step further and picture this situation, what if the job application process at this evil bank is so complex that Ted needs to use the full potential of an internationally recognized standard such as BMPN notation? With CodeFlows, he can create a basic version of his process, and then with the click of a button, CodeFlows generates the BMPN files that he can download to his computer, extend however he likes to meet the requirements of his super complex process, re-upload the files, and that's it. The bottom line is that with CodeFlows, you can create any process, no matter how complex it is. The second feature, people and customer alignment through instant notifications and via different channels. Do you remember Amy, the job candidate? What if she had the possibility to request information about how her job application process is doing at any given point in time through different channels, through different devices? With CodeFlows, she can do it. Whether Amy is the kind of person who likes traditional communication methods, such as email, or receiving push notifications to her device, she can do that. Or if she likes having the latest technology in her hand, using IoT devices such as Amazon Echo or Google Home, or if she simply likes interacting with her personal assistants like Siri, she may do that as well. There's a third cool option also, where she can interact with chatbots via Facebook or WhatsApp, having conversations with them, or through any other platform of her preference. We offer many possibilities with fast communication, which is equal to great results. Third feature. Minimize the human-to-human interactions by having one single point of storage for information about the processes. Do you remember John, the guy from the recruitment team? Most of the times, John is receiving the same trivial questions from different candidates to his email. When is my interview? What documentation is missing from my process? Or what do I have to do next? It would be so cool that John didn't have to answer to each of these emails manually. With CodeFlows, he can do it. All the information related to the job application processes is stored in one single place so that John, Amy, the job candidate, or any other job candidate can ask for information about how their processes are doing through any device, any channel, and at any point in time. People can know what has been accomplished and what is still missing. We have already seen these three features that make CodeFlows different from the rest and cool. So please follow us to see how it works through a live demo.
All right. For a brief moment, I will be Ted, the business analyst. As a business analyst, I want to describe a job application process. And I can do this. Luckily, for example, I have an XML file in my computer that I can use And I can actually upload this XML file if I want to. And for example, I can come here to uploads and select here an XML file, which is here, Java application. We can take a look at that. For example, here, let's see, Java application, right here. We can open this so that everybody can see. And you will see that it is actually a very easy way to edit and update the definition of processes. We will take a look at it in a brief moment. Let's see. It's taking a little while. Oops, I think I opened the wrong application, but anyway, the thing is that you can see here an example of an XML file where you can describe your processes. And this is cool, but do you know what is even cooler? A user interface. And that's why I'm going to show you right now something really cool. Here you can see predefined processes here already ready for me to take. But I will show you one really cool thing that we created. And this is, for example, creating one from scratch. And you can customize already a process definition using a user interface and do whatever you want to do instead of using your, for example, your XML file and changing things. You can, for example, add tasks here. You can add notifications if you want. All different kind of notifications. You can do it. But I won't waste so much time doing this, and I will actually use one that is already predefined for me because I don't want to lose so much time. And I will show you just a little bit. For example, you can do the same things. You can edit, but I will just click here, that button, which will actually deploy and create a process for me. As you can see, I received a notification that it was done, and I can come here and actually copy a link to paste it on my website or send it to someone to apply for a job.
Which is cool for me because I am trying to apply to this position, and that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, it renders code flows here, and the first thing I need to do is to fill some of my personal details in order to both create my account and start my job application process. I have already populated all the fields here. I will submit this information, and that's great. Comment. In a few seconds, I should be receiving a notification. As you can see here, I'm opening my inbox, and it was a successful operation. I can now see that the email is asking me to provide my LinkedIn profile URL. What does it mean? It means that my job application process has already been started, and I am already assigned automatically with my first task, which I'm going to complete now. I click on this convenient button through the email, which is going to, again, redirect me to code flows. Here I can see a list of all my to-dos pending, which I can obviously come here and click and complete. In order to complete this particular task, which was defined in the web user interface, I just need to enter a simple URL to my LinkedIn profile.
Just for the data.
Luckily, I don't have to comb my hair. Okay, I pasted my URL to my LinkedIn profile, and I'm about to submit this information to CodeFlows. And at the same time, I am also shown with this empty task, which means that from my part, this is all for now.
Well, sorry, I forgot I was in a presentation. I am actually using Facebook, sorry. But, you know, actually, I forgot to introduce myself. I am John, the human resources person, and of course I'm doing what human resources person do. I'm in Facebook. Well, it's my tool for work, but you know what? Taking advantage of this situation, let's look at my little friend here called CodeFlows. And he's actually a bot, and he's telling me that I actually have a new task conveniently here on Facebook. So You know what? I'm going to check the LinkedIn profile that I received. I want to check out if it's a good candidate. I don't know. Maybe we should give him a chance, you know, because I mean, we need people. So I guess that what I'm going to do now is just go to my email and go check my tasks. And actually here I have this task. Of course, I have to review my LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to submit this task. All right, I'm done.
Cool. At this moment, I have already received a new notification, again from CodeFlows, which is letting me know that I need to do an additional task, which is, let's pick an interview date. For me, this is great because this means that they are offering me the opportunity to speak a little bit more with me, which is okay. I clicked on the button in the email to open my tasks. And for this particular task, it's asking me for an interview date, which I can input in this field. Since I'm available next Friday, I will input 8th of March of 2019, which I've done here. And again, I submit this information to CodeFlows. And once again, I no longer have pending tasks.
All right, so it seems like he chose to attend the interview on 8th of March. It seems like a good date, so I guess I have to accept that. I open again my tasks, and it's okay for me, so all right.
Cool. Now I can see that people from the Eagle Bank have confirmed the date I proposed. Everything is ready for our interview, and that's it. This was a simple example to show you how easy it is to describe the processes, to align the people in the company, the teams in the company, with the customers outside the company through different channels and devices.
Good. What you saw in this demo was just a few of the many features that were implemented. Now, to wrap everything up, CodeFlows allows you to align people and teams through different channels across, with the availability of too many fast notifications. Easily define any process, even the most complex ones, and minimize the repetitive human-to-human interactions. You want to describe your job application process? With CodeFlows, you can do it. You want to describe your customer service process? With CodeFlows, you can do it. You want to describe your master thesis process? With CodeFlows, you can do it. Come on, guys, that's not the right energy. Once again, louder, please. With CodeFlows,
You can do it!
Great, that's amazing. Now, for the ones who are assuming that how much should I pay for a service like that? The first functional version of CodeFlows will be available through a freemium model service by the following plans. The basic plan, which is going to be for free, supports up to 5 users. This will allow us to engage more with our first customers and motivate them to start using CodeFlows. And the premium plan, which supports up to 50 users. This will be billed monthly or yearly, and a small fee will be charged for every added user. Good. Now, we will be targeting small sized companies mainly, which do not have such tools in place, tools that orchestrate their processes. Of course, besides that, we will target medium and large-sized companies which already have tools in place by showing them the benefits of using our solutions. With the current state of our product, I think that you can already picture where we're going. We understand the current problem, we know our competitors' limitations, and therefore we're building the solution, CodeFlows, where you don't need to code to make your business flow. Thank you very much for your attention. We're happy to answer any of your questions.
So, thanks for the presentation. Maybe there are several participants here in the audience that immediately want to buy the product. But before, let's see which questions arose. Let's start, please.
I'm Aditya from Expert. The question is, first of all, I would like to say it's very good presentation and the demo. The question is, what have you used as a backend tool for the demo?
If you're speaking specifically about technologies, our backend is built on Node.js using a framework called Express.js. For simplifying some of the basic tools you need for a server. We are also hosting all of our processes in a Camunda platform. We are actually building a super clean architecture where we are enabling you to plug in whichever workflow engine of your desire. So right now we're working on Camunda, but it's super flexible.
I have heard like you are using Heroku some platform.
Sorry?
Heroku, some platform. So can you describe about that?
Well, actually, yes, that's right. We have this. We have uploaded our backend, where we are hosting our backend, or all the things that make part of the backend are in Heroku. Even the chatbot is in Heroku, which is also written in Express.
So like all the services are hosted at Heroku server. So it is like
Yes.
somewhere else.
All of them are in Heroku for the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Next question, please.
My name is Samuel from Tibet. My question is, it has to do with your pricing model. Your website is for managing processes, right? Your application, sorry. And who are you charging the end users or companies? Because if I'm a user and I'm going to use your application, I'm only going to use it when I made application for a job. And so if I saw the application from a company, a link, I clicked it, and then I'm brought to your application, and there is this wall that I have to subscribe or something. How you are making it free for up to 5 users? Is it 5 users from the company or 5 users from me, the end user who is coming to apply for the job?
Yeah, actually, our main customers are companies. So yeah, when we talk about users, we are talking about users that make part of this company. So customers of our customers are also users, right? But they won't be charged for this. That's basically the idea.
So the users in terms of staff of the company.
Yeah, exactly. Like seats for company for working.
So, your turn, please.
So I'm there from the Kosi. My question is, how much money are you looking forward to start the company?
Great question.
We're looking forward to this question.
We have a good plan for you. We've done some of the numbers, and we have estimated that based on the cost of our salaries, maintaining a small place to work, new equipment to work, we can survive for 1 year without making any profit with 300,000 euros. Now, we're planning to acquire our first 50 users. This means 50 companies that will work with our platform in the next 2 years. And additionally, we are planning to double this number for the next 4 years. So by 2023, we are expecting that your inversion of 300,000 euros to date is going to start making a profit for you. So you can decide whether you want to take that money or leave it with us to keep it growing. And by the way, for that 300,000 euros now, we will give you the 10% of our shares. So that's our offer. How does that sound?
Your question?
One question I had is that how did you choose LinkedIn as a platform for jobs? Why not maybe Glassdoor or Zing?
Well,
What was
actually,
your strategy behind it?
no, actually, you're asking why someone is putting their LinkedIn profile on their task, for example. I mean, they could put anything. I mean, it's the way we define the process. And I mean, that's very customizable. I mean, it could be as well as a file, but we try to make it easy for people, so that's why we ask for the LinkedIn profile. It could be a sync profile that we ask for.
It's pretty much your CV. That's why we chose the LinkedIn profile. Through a normal job application, you have to send your CV, while with our application, you only need to send your LinkedIn profile, which is your CV.
But just to add a little bit more to that answer, please don't think that this is a portal to apply to a job. I mean, we offer you the possibility to describe via XML, JSON, or through the web interface any process that you can imagine, no matter how complex your process is. Just as an example, we wanted to show you how to apply to a job because it's just a simple interaction where you can see how customers and teams can be aligned easily.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Hassan from Team Excite.
Yeah.
My question is about your processes, how you define them. So sometimes there are processes where, for example, as you gave the example of applying to a job, sometimes the recruiter decides to make 3 or 4 different interviews for one candidate and maybe 2 interviews for another. Does your product have flexibility for that?
Yes, I mean, as at start, our platforms allows you to define processes in a flexible way. So you can add different tasks, assign them to different people. It doesn't matter the task. You know, I mean, you can put watch my dog or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. So, but in the end, if our description is not, I mean, it doesn't suit your needs, you can go to BMPN, use let's say a template or some basic process description that you created throughout the platform, edit it in a BMPN editor of your choice, and then you're good to go.
Yes, I mean, we actually only added like 2 examples of presets, but we may also have many other presets to facilitate that for many types of needs. And you can get a preset, for example, and modify that preset according to how you want it.
My question is more about for example, you use a preset and I say, for example, job application. And I say apply for a job, send in my data, and then interview, take an interview. And then maybe as a recruiter, I would say, okay, maybe I'll take 2 interviews for this guy and 1 for this guy. So this is the same process, but you have like one step being repeated again and again based on the candidate. So can you do that?
We can modify that according to how you want it. I mean, it allows that flexibility.
So, please keep your questions short first.
Okay, I tried. Did you implement any gateways? Support for any gateways like XOR gateway in BMPN?
Actually, yes, we did. We have some simple validations on tasks, so you can define like when a task is done, just with a simple, let's say, condition, and this will be using DMN in the backend. So yes, I mean, with this you can let's say that your task is to achieve 10 I don't know, 10 different products, and you just bought 9 or 8. So the platform is capable of telling you that you're still missing something to do, right? So I mean, your task is not done. You can do better. That's it. We cannot support this.
So different question. So if the task is to ask for, let's say, I don't know, a color like blue, red, or yellow. And based on that precision, I would like to have a different a different
let's say.
some flow or whatever.
Okay, for this, actually we are working on this, but yeah, basically what we do is we have just a mainstream path, right? And we implemented some conditions that lets you validate your work on this main path. But yeah, we are actually trying to implement this as well.
And that validation is done on Camunda platform, or is
yes, of course.
Okay.
That's the idea. Yeah.
It's done in Camunda platform, and you can actually describe how you want these decisions to be made. So in the background, you can describe here how you want the conditions to be executed.
Everything on the user interface.
Actually open the visual diagram.
So in the
sorry.
We want to challenge them.
CodeOClock generates all artifacts that you need. You get your BPM notation files. You also get your DMN files. All of that is.
So you're using DMN?
Yes.
For that?
Yes. And these description files allow you the flexibility to define the conditions to evaluate the tasks.
You know what? It's easier for me to do this.
I think we should put it.
So you finished the sensor? Then we can already continue with Valentin and then the others of you.
Thanks for your pitch and thanks for your demo. I have a question we got of your demo. So you showed us a scenario where there is one applicant trying to get a job and another one is hiring. But of course, in a big company, there will probably be more people who want to get a job. That's the guy who is responsible for hiring gets tons and a lot of notifications. So how is your load? How is your what are your considerations in regard of high load of users in open processes like hiring for a job?
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's a prototype, of course. Right now, it's probably he will be also crazy because of notifications, right? But obviously, we can handle some kind of queues. So if there are notifications arriving at some or another time, let's say, maybe control it in the middle. But yeah, actually, it's. I mean, we think we have to think more about it.
Okay, then your question? Yours.
Suppose like I'm very interested in model project and we are a company of 5 people. So we are really want to teach the project and we are serving a total customer of like 100,000. So as per your pricing model, you said like 5 people are like it's free. So can you explain like if 100,000 customers are there and company of 5 people, so what is the code like you get say, for yearly basis?
So for a company of 5 people, you get the basic the free plan.
Okay, so like for a company of 5 people, it will be free.
Yes.
Okay. Any number of users can be there.
Up to 5? Or
any number of customers can be there. I will be really looking forward for it as a company.
Thank you.
And the last question.
Just a quick technical question. So, when creating a process over your version interface, is it then translated to BMPN and pushed to the Camunda server?
Yes, exactly.
So, I guess you transform it in XML.
Yeah, I mean, we have this less complex XML because if you open a BPMN diagram, you won't have the chance to understand it. But
yes,
this XML is, let's say, more friendly, more. Yeah, you can better understand it, and on top of that, you have additional functionalities such as notification and stuff like that that you don't get by using just Camunda.
But you then translate it instead.
Yeah, of course.
No, here. Okay. Yeah. Just a little thing additional. Since this description language in XML or in JSON is human-friendly, it will obviously not support each of the most complex processes. So we here allow you to download the generated artifacts that CodeFlows transforms from this human-friendly language to the BPM notation. You can download these files, modify them, add whatever you need to make your super complex process possible, re-upload these artifacts to CodeFlows, and we deploy them to the backend. It's all transparent for you. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to store them in my desk.
Look, say this as
Where did I store it?
I put it in the class.
We can also open it with the Camunda modular, just, I hope we still have time for this. Okay, you need to do that. But right now it changed the file. It added a new. You just put on the read, change it. Okay, great. And this is what the job application process looks like. Here we can see also reference to the decision modeling table we have in the other artifact. This is the result.
Okay, thanks for the insights. We've spent 40 minutes, so
sorry.
No, it's fine. If there are no other questions, then thanks a lot to CodeOClock again.